Look to the horizon, where the sea kisses the sky, and tell me what you see. You might see water and salt, and the endless blue of the unknown. But the ancients saw a pathway to glory, a treacherous road where men could either forge their names into eternity or be swallowed whole by the whims of capricious gods. We have all felt the pull of the impossible quest, the task that demands we sacrifice everything to gain the one thing that matters. This is the story of the first great quest, a journey that defined the very genre of adventure itself. It is the tale of a man who was not a god, but who dared to command them, and a ship that carried the hopes of a nation into the teeth of doom. Travel back with me to the dawn of the heroic age, to a Greece that existed halfway between history and dream. This is a world where the line between the mortal and the divine is thin as smoke, where the Olympians walk among men, and destiny is woven by the three relentless sisters of fate. It is a brutal, beautiful cosmos governed by Xenia, the sacred bond of hospitality, and hubris, the fatal arrogance that invites destruction. In the northern kingdom of Iolcus, a usurper sits on a stolen throne. Peleus has seized the crown, cheating his brother Aeson of his birthright. But an oracle has delivered Peleus a chilling prophecy. He will not die by the hand of an army, but by a single kinsman. He fears a stranger, not knowing that the agent of his doom wears the face of family. Into this Vipra's nest steps Jason. He is the rightful heir, grown to manhood in secret, returning to claim his inheritance with sand in his hair and fire in his eyes. He does not come to Peleus with a sword drawn, but with the olive branch of the suppliant. He demands the throne, but he offers mercy. Peleus, a king weaved of deceit, sees an opportunity. He will not kill this hero openly and invoke the wrath of the gods. Instead, he sets a trap disguised as a crown. "You wish to be king, Jason?" Peleus asks, his voice like grinding stones. "Then prove yourself worthy. The spirit of my predecessor, Phrixus, wanders unrest in the distant land of Colchis. Bring me the golden fleece that hangs in the sacred grove of Ares, and I will yield the throne to you." It sounds noble. It sounds heroic. But in truth, it is a suicide mission. Colchis lies at the edge of the known world, beyond the Black Sea, a place of magic and monsters where no Greek has ever returned. But the gods have their own designs. On the sandy shores of Pegasi, Jason summons the bravest men of Greece. This is not merely a gathering of thieves. It is a convention of legends. From the winds of the north comes Zets and Calais, the winged sons of the north wind who can race the gales. From the olive groves of Sparta comes Castor and Pollux, the twins, one mortal, one divine, locked in an eternal bond of brotherhood. Here is Heracles, the greatest of them all, holding his club, burdened by his own labors, yet seeking a moment of respite in the toil of others. Here is Orpheus, the musician who can make stones weep and rivers stand still. They are the Argonauts, named for their ship, the Argo. And the Argo is no mere vessel. Built by the master craftsman Argus with timber from the sacred forests of Mount Pelion, the ship contains a beam cut from the prophetic oak of Dodona, granting the ship a voice of its own to warn of danger. There are 50 men pushing against the tide, heroes before the word hero had a meaning. They sail east into the mouth of the Hellespont, leaving the wine-dark sea of the Aegean for the treacherous waters of the Propontis. Their journey is a litany of trials that test the very fiber of human endurance. They stop at the island of Lemnos, a land ruled by women who have murdered their husbands in a fit of divine madness. There, Jason fathers sons and delays, nearly forgetting his quest in the arms of Queen Hypsipyle, until Heracles shakes him from his trance. They encounter the blind prophet Phineus, tormented by the Harpyza, the snatchers or winged demons who steal his food and leave him starving in filth. The sons of the north wind take to the skies, chasing the monsters to the ends of the earth, and in gratitude, Phineus reveals the secret of the journey ahead: the clashing rocks. Imagine, if you can, a strait of water where two massive islands of stone guard the passage. They are not static, they are alive with malice. They crash together, grinding the marrow of the sea, crushing any ship that dares the transit. It is a death trap, but Phineus has taught them the trick. They must release a dove to fly through the jaws of the rocks. If the bird flies through, they must row with all the strength of their hearts, trusting the gods to spare them. They watch the dove soar. Its tail feathers are sheared away as the rocks slam together in a thunderous boom that cracks the sky. "Row!" Jason screams. The Argo surges forward, the sea boiling beneath them. The rocks begin to part, sensing the vessel. They row until their hands bleed and their lungs burn. The cliffs crash together behind them, snapping the stern ornament of the ship, but they are through. They have passed a test that only the favored of the gods could survive. Finally, they arrive at Colchis. The air is thick with the smell of exotic spices and the rot of the swamp. The city gleams barbaric and strange, presided over by King Antes, a son of the sun. Antes is no fool. He sees these Greek invaders and hates them. He promises them the fleece, but only if Jason can perform tasks meant to kill him. First, he must yoke the fire-breathing Bulsa beast with bronze hooves that scorch the earth to a plow made of iron. Then, he must sow the teeth of a dragon, a gift from Athena, into the soil. From these teeth, an army of Spartoi, earthborn men, will spring up to kill him. It seems impossible, but Jason is not alone. He has the favor of the queen of Olympus. Hera, who hates Peleus, has turned the eyes of Aphrodite toward the camp. Aphrodite, in turn, has struck the heart of the king's daughter, the sorceress Medea. Medea is a tragic figure, a priestess of Hecate, young and terrified, torn between her loyalty to her father and the overpowering love for this foreign hero. She comes to Jason in the night, the moonlight reflecting on her pale skin. "I can save you," she whispers, "but you must swear by the gods of Greece to take me with you and make me your wife." Jason swears. He swears by the trident of Poseidon and the shield of Athena. Medea hands him an ointment, a charm to protect him from fire and iron. She tells him the secret of the Spartoi: do not fight them. Throw a stone into their midst, and in their confusion, they will turn on each other. The next day, the arena is a furnace of heat. The bulls charge, their nostrils flaring with smoke. Jason, anointed with the sacred salve, stands unharmed. He seizes the horns of the beasts, forcing them to the ground, harnessing the fire to the plow. He drives the furrows through the earth, sowing the dragon's teeth. The earth trembles. From the soil, fully armed warriors sprout like deadly wheat. They raise their swords. Jason, remembering the witch's words, casts a boulder into their center. "Who dares to throw that?" one shouts. They turn. The civil war is instant and brutal. They hack each other to pieces until the dust settles, and only Jason stands tall. Aetes is furious, but he delays, plotting to burn